And hello, Twitch viewers. If any of you are already here, that would be very impressive because I don't announce these streams; they just happen. This is third session of Pirates. We're looking forward to it, or at least I am. I'm fairly certain all of my captive players are dreading the experience, but whatever. Who cares about them? Would someone like to give Jay a recap of last session for an inspiration point? The pirates that you're chasing. Yeah. The mayor. Yes. No. A phylactery. Yep. No, it's a phylactery. A phylactery is also a method of tracking mages or whoever's blood is stored within it. No, you found slime and put it in your water bag. Sorry, I don't know why the music's not just playing automatically, but okay. Yeah, I'd say that's a serviceable enough. Yes, you did. Morocco, would you like to continue? No, he's made out of paper. Paperman. Mm-hmm. There it is. That's what you're doing right now. Yep, it's fighting time. So hopefully it should be on your screen right now. Yep. You should all be able to move your individual characters and all that. If you're wondering what this new bar is underneath your health, if you click on your token, you'll see the blue circle says 0. Whenever you get temporary hit points, add them to that. Yeah, pretty much. It's just easier. I will say this fight might be a little underbalanced. Just because I think I think when I made the fight, I misremembered your levels, but you should be fine. Um, yep. Um, yeah, there's no. I mean, you can talk to them in the brief few seconds you have, but that's up to you. The bookcases are full size bookcases, so yes, they provide full cover, but it also means that you can't shoot through them. Um, but you can do the whole, peek round a corner, jivey jive, as long as you can, get an unhindered line to the center of the thing.
Why did I think you were gonna say unhinged?
That too.
I was gonna say we could have some unhinged lines.
Unhinged line of sight.
That crazy face on.
Okay. If everyone would like to roll initiative for me, that would be splendiferous.
Open the initiative tracker first so it automatically goes in.
God, she's so clever.
You're gonna have to add. I don't know what character Dude M plays.
That's me. Cubic.
Okay. Yeah, if you click on your token before you roll, it will automatically go in the initiative tracker. Oh, crit! I'm fast.
I don't mind rolling again.
How the fuck do I play Rogue? I was playing a Warlock 2 days ago.
Mind if I roll again to try and get it to automate or?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, click on your token and
Why is this not playing automatic? Why won't it play the full playlist? This is so irritating. I don't want to have to click every time a fucking. Oh.
Alright? Yeah. Okay.
So,
the last one.
I would have been if you hadn't let me reroll.
okay, and let me roll for Spooky Pirates. I like this music for the fight. I think it's good. Roll for Spooky Pirates. I don't know. Yeah, that was Jesus. That was fun.
What was the program we used to use for Roll20?
I th-
Good. I just don't remember what it was.
I thought we always used Roll20, to be honest.
There's a few options out
Roll20 might have been first, but we didn't know about it at least.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pester a particular developer to get alpha access to let me kickstart it in September. No luck so far. Which makes me mildly suspicious.
Mildly suspicious. All right. Well, mildly in the Pacific Ocean. Mildly. Okay. So if you guys want to start combat, we start with Fancy Foot.
Alright, I can't get that far.
You can walk through party members as long as they allow it. So it would only be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
You can get it to 4. I still can't go that far. I didn't think.
10 feet, 30 feet.
Well, I can use my bonus action to dash. I guess I will do that. No.
You can delay your turn because Giblig, your tank, is going after them. Because you only delay your turn for the round.
Yeah, I think I need to delay my turn just because I'm the squishy one. Like, I do damage, but I need to be able to get the safety.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we will go with Thrall number 2. And they're gonna go. Let me check their speed just real quick. I should remember these things, but I never do. 5, 10, 15, 20. Nope. There we go. And I'm just gonna click another track because unfortunately I'm gonna keep forgetting that. And they are going to shoot at Otankin with a crossbow. That is the reaction I expect. Does a 15 hit your AC? 5 damage. Okay. Thrall number 1. They are going to go here. And I could be cruel, but I won't. They will shoot Giblig. Oh, wait, my apologies. Does a 15 hit your AC? It's +3, not +1. Nope, okay. Giblig, you're up.
Yeah. Can I pick something off the table and chuck it at one of them like that?
You can. It would do a D4's damage. And you'd have to add your dexterity modifier to the throw instead of your strength modifier, and that would count as your action. You could do it. I'm just saying that is what would happen. You can move. You just won't be able to attack, because that will be your attack. Because you have one primary action per turn, unless something specifies otherwise.
I'm gonna pick something off the table and chuck it at throw number 2.
Okay, what are you picking up?
It looks like there's books on it.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick up the heftiest looking book I can.
And you're throwing it at thrall number 2, did you say? Nope. Nor to thrall number 1.
Okay, so I guess I'm not doing that.
You could pick it up and then move 1 square forward, and then you would have uninterrupted line of sight on 2.
Could I move afterwards?
Yeah. You have a move allowance rather than a move action.
I get you. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay?
That's a 1d4 plus 3.
No, you've got to roll your d20 first. Roll a d20 plus your dexterity modifier. And your proficiency bonus, so...
Proficiency at throwing?
Oh, yeah, no, you're not. So, yeah, just you plus your dex.
Unless everybody is proficient at throwing. I don't know.
19.
19? Ah, Mr. Simpson! That hits. Also, you need to move forward before you roll in future. Thank you. Okay, roll a d4.
Do I put any modifiers? Just 1d4.
Just 1d4. Alright. I don't... Can you guys see their health bars? No, good. That's just for me and the viewers, then. Okay. You've got your rest of your move action, and you've got a bonus action if you've got anything that can do with that.
I'm gonna pop myself.
Okay.
Because speaking burst in and started fighting us, I think in real life I would throw something at them before I charged them. So I did that.
John is John is a committed role player. I don't think you guys realize it. Just for reference, I know they don't super look like it. These are windows. Just for reference. Throw a book at the window. Yeet! Giblig turns to Otan. You're gonna have to toss me. Just throws Giblig through the window. He is wearing power armor, so...
I have 8 strength. I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah, I think Giblig with his armor weighs not far off. Like he's like halfway to a ton. He's heavy. Otan, you're up.
I will look at the crossbow bolt in me and be like,
Ow.
you know what's worse than 9 tickles? And I will cast 10 tickles at, and it'll spawn a tentacle next to the roll too. This is my bonus action.
Yep.
That was the roll to hit. I don't know if a 12 will hit.
Oh my god.
Wow, lynchman.
Is this square okay, or was there any particular square?
Square's okay.
Okay, does it have health?
No, it just stays around for a minute.
Okay, cool. So a 12 to hit will hit, and it's 4 damage, yeah? Okay.
And as my main action, since I made the horrible joke, I have to cast this. I'm gonna cast Hideous Laughter on Thrall 1.
Can see within range as everything hilarious falling falls into fits of laughter. If this spell affects it, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. Creature intelligence 8 isn't affected. What is their intelligence? Oh, it's fine. At the end of each turn. And each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. Okay, cool. Roll. They don't have any. No, you can take it whenever. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, sorry, I should have said that. In future, you need to declare when you're gonna delay it to, but that's fine. That's my fault, not yours. Yeah, it's fine. And they don't have any pluses, so 15.
Oh, it succeeded. You'll take my funny ass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am in the bookshelves.
Remember, you don't have any line of sight on any of them at this point, just for reference. Yeah.
That's why I moved in there.
Okay. Fanciful, you're up.
I don't know. Oh, I have a straight line to right here. So
You can shoot the bookshelf if you want.
no, I'm fine with doing that. Oh, can I stand in the same space as the bookshelf?
Yeah.
Okay. Sit next to it.
Yeah, it's not like awkward or anything. It is mostly just like for covers purposes. So you're like quite close to the bookshelf. Is that think of that scene in John Wick 3. I think it's 3. There's a fight in a library. God fucking I keep not noticing this stupid playlist won't play. I don't think it's Oh, I see why. They're not in a playlist. Right, I'll fix that. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. I have a question about sneak attack. Normally for sneak attack, you either need advantage or you need an ally within 5 feet of the monster.
Mm-hmm.
I have rakish audacity, which makes it so I can use it if there's nobody else around but us. Does this tentacle count as a creature?
It's more like a spiritual weapon.
What does it say on the spell?
I will copy and paste it real quick.
And the follow-up question, if it does count as a creature, does it count as an ally?
It would count as an ally, yeah, because it's.
Okay, so then I can still use it no matter what then. Because either it counts as an ally and it triggers me being able to use sneak attack, or it doesn't count as a creature and I can use it to use sneak attack. So,
Okay.
I can use it no matter what.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, and then I am... Can't use sneak attack right now. That'd be nice though. And that's my bonus action.
Sorry, I'm just trying to sort the audio out as well. So that's another attack, yeah? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they look effed up. Emlyn, you're up.
Remind me how
What?
How sturdy are the bookshelves? Like,
How sturdy are they? You won't know until you find out.
knocked over with how much force would it take?
It would take a strength check.
Okay. I wasn't planning on pushing it personally.
Well, if you're gonna hit it with a spell or something, it would depend.
Okay. Right. What I'm proposing doing is moving. Well, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we get to there, yeah, that would work. I think. Could I then cast Thunder Wave in the square in front of me, facing toward like Thrall and Castile, basically?
Yeah.
So I recognise there's a bookshelf there. I'm like, well, either that blocks my spell or they get a bookshelf in the face.
So Thunderwave is what's the the size of the spell?
It is a 15-foot cube.
15-foot cube. Yeah, so it would encompass Thrall and Castile. Yeah, that's fine. Constitution saving throw. Okay, so we'll roll Thralls first. What's your spell save?
Yeah, it says at the bottom of the thingy.
Oh, does it? Oh, it does. That's clever. So they failed. And they don't get a bonus to. Oh, they do actually. Plus that much. Okay, so Castile saves and Thrall does not. And I'm gonna roll. If it's above, let's say 9, the bookshelf falls over. Nope. The bookshelf wobbles but stays remaining. Stand upright. Okay, so failed save, 2d8 thunder damage, and is pushed 10 feet. So, oh, God's sake. 1.
A note on Thrall 2. It's slowed by 10 feet.
Okay, cool. So they're taking 2d8. 2d8. And Castile takes half of that and doesn't get pushed. Okay, how does Thrall 1 die?
Okay, that was more potent than I'd expected it to be then.
They're Thralls.
I have no frame of reference for how tough a Thrall is.
Wait, so you know what a Thrall is, though, right?
Like a minion kind of thing, I suppose?
Do you not read fiction?
No.
Oh.
Recently.
Fair enough then. Yes, they're just like minor servants of vampires usually.
The Thrall, being hit by a giant wave of energy just sort of evaporates into a fine mist.
Poof!
Not really poof, so just splatter.
Oh, splatter. Okay. I wish I had blood splatter gifs or images, but I don't. They're dead. And
My mind just kind of went straight to like Skyrim. Physics glitch.
yeah. Okay. So it's now Castile Beechwood's turn. Let's have a look. So Castile is going to take 2 steps forward and is going to slice at Giblig 3 times with his scimitar. So I'll just roll all 3 attacks. 3d20 plus 5. Okay, so yeah, of course. So 21. No, it does a 21 hit. Does a 9 hit?
No.
Does an 11 hit?
No.
Okay, so it's one of those attacks hits. 5 damage. Ooh, scary. Yep, they clang off your beautiful armor. Okay, and top of the round again, it is Fancy Foot.
Alright, it's more murder time.
I love Murder Time. I used to watch it all the time as a kid.
Does that hit?
Sorry, I'm still trying to sort the music out. Who are you attacking?
Roll two.
Thrall 2? Yes, it hits. How do they die?
Acid in the brain.
Nice. Quick and clean.
Okay.
Well, not clean.
Yeah, it's fine. And that dies. I'm gonna move over here.
How? You just walked through. You just walked through an 8-foot bookcase.
Oh, okay. Well then, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. Yes, much.
I'll use. Can I? Dual wielding. I use my bonus action to attack again. Does it have to be the same creature?
Don't think it specifies so no.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
That's fine.
That probably doesn't hit him.
No, it does not.
Okay, so I don't get to use sneak attack because I have to.
Yep.
I'll chill here. It's fine. I got allies.
I have friends. How do you... Oh, there you go. You just click on them. There we go. Clever. And... Give me 2 seconds, because I forgot to prepare for this. The chat can see what I'm doing, but you can't. La la la. Bong! Look who's arrived. Gibbling, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab this guy.
All right. It's not.
What are we talking about?
In the doorway.
Oh, my turn order was covered again. He's our friend, right? Oh wait, no, he's the captain. He's annoying.
Do we need some accidental friendly fire going on here? Just oops, Pharaoh died.
It does hit Gibbling, but you also have your strength modifier and stuff to add. Remember in future. But yes,
Right, yeah.
a 15 does hit. Roll damage. Your strength.
Hold on, how would it no, my bite's 1d6. How would the 1d10 in it?
I don't think it's a 1d10, but
Okay.
I can check. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, you know, several, whichever comes first. Oh, no, you're right. 1d10.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, anything else?
I'm going to bare my teeth menacingly.
Ooh. Very, very scary. Very, very, very menacing. Otan, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna move back out.
Hello.
Hi. I'm gonna use my bonus action to move my spectral tentacle to probably just right behind Castile because it can move 30 feet. It's spectral, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll whack him for 1d8. I will roll that real quick.
Nice.
And then I, still having crossbow bolts in my chest, am I gonna cast magic missile?
Magic missile. I attack the darkness.
Let me just double check how many
14 damage.
And my turn. I will stay there, so I have a good line of sight on.
Okie dokie. Emlyn, you're up.
Not sure. Haven't really got. I presume I can't like hidden because I haven't really got line of sight there, do I?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. I assume the bookcase and the murloc would be in the way. Just swinging over his head.
Little noggin. Don't worry, you're below his hitting range.
Yeah, only if they get in that one.
Alright. Go with the old quarter staff hit then, I suppose.
Bonk.
Which I have to remember how I do a bonk.
Should be able to click on your quarter staff and then attacks and spellcasts.
Oh, yep.
Just on the
What's the 9 for?
I was gonna say you still have advantage turned on.
Oh, right, okay.
Lord, do I? Okay.
Roll again.
The 9 is the. Oh, okay, he's being nice.
Apparently I had disadvantage turned on, actually.
Oh.
That's why the 9 was highlighted, I think.
Rolled it,
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's absolutely fine.
It's my first day.
Yearning! A 12 is, unfortunately, a miss. Okay. So, Emlyn, let's have a look. What should he do? I think he is going to risk... Actually, no, that would be 3 opportunity attacks. He's not that stupid. But what he is going to do is just a little bit of this and a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, let's give them some turns. Oh, wow.
They're a little groggy.
They've just been rezzed, alright? Be easier, just do that. There we go. Well, this one's not. Hot damn. And descending. And we were at Castile's turn, so... Okay. And then he is going to, once again, swipe at Gibbligabunch. So let's roll 3d20s. Yeah.
Well, little thanky boy.
Yeah, so does a 13 hit?
No.
Does a 10 hit?
No.
Does a 16 hit?
No.
Fuck! This vampire is just incredibly irritated at this very agile bucket that is seemingly walking and attacking him. Thrall number 2. Sorry? Thick. Thrall 2 is going to move behind Emlyn and flank. So they're going to get advantage on their attack roll. I'm blind. There it is. Okay, so does a 13 hit? Yep, so that's a miss. Okay. Fancy Foot, you're up.
Not about flanking. It means that I am going to move over here.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger any opportunity attacks because I'll stay in 5 feet the whole time.
You trigger Thrall ones because she moved in her tackle zone and out of it.
Oh.
It's up to you. I will.
I'll take it. No. Oh, yeah, that's true. I would be flanking with you, but then I don't want the thrall attacking me. I'll take a 1 attack.
She buff. She good. It's fine because they rolled a 9.
That means I now have advantage to do. Advantage didn't toggle.
Nice. Nice. So 7 damage. Hot damn. He's looking messed up.
And I can do that. My bonus attack. That one doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that so aggressively. No, it fucking doesn't, okay?
Stop beating up my vampire.
I just real.
We should keep him alive for questioning at the end, just if he's getting fucked up. Think about that.
I will ask in future if it's lethal or non-lethal.
If he's a big guy in the vampire pirate crew, which maybe he's not, maybe he's just like a crewmate. He could have his go.
I forgot as well to. Well, doesn't look like he's going to be much help, but. Okay. Anything else? Fancy Foot?
I did everything. It's good.
Okie dokie. Thrall one's going to move down and hit you. Not with advantage. Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? And they crit.
Okay, it does. It does hit me.
Takes 7 damage.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
How terrible.
I think that's the. Is that the first crit of the campaign, or does someone else crit? Yeah.
I crit my initiative.
Ah, yeah. There you go. Ooh, big scary music for this part now. Okay, then they can't do anything else. Giblig, you're up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even with your strength and proficiency modifier. Actually, what is your strength and proficiency modifier?
Strength is 2.
Okay. That'd be 2 as well. At this level, it's 2. Okay, so yeah, you're like almost hit him, but that's it. Anything else?
I could swear at him, but he's muffled behind the mask. Yeah.
He is offended. This bucket just yelled at him. He's not pleased. Otan, you're up. Is that bucket fucking talking?
Well, I'm of course going to whack him with the tentacle.
He goes, ow. It's very affected. And I... Wait, what did I just do? Oh, I just zoomed out. Yeah, deadly.
This guy is not going down as quickly as I would hope, so I'm going to conserve my spells a little bit. Just get Eldritch Blast.
Kablam. That is a miss. Remember, you've got your magic weapon. If you wanted. Okie dokie.
I'm saving that for the big hits.
Ooh. How did you know this was going to be a combat heavy session? Anything else? Do a little dance.
Next to this.
Okay. Yep. Emlyn, you're up. You are being flanked.
I am. That's probably not a good thing.
No.
I don't know. You would take an opportunity unless you take the disengage action, which means you can't attack. But that might be made very easy.
I'm not super squishy. I would moderately squishy. I'm okay. I think I can take my chances with the thrall. I haven't got any. Every time we get into a fight, I'm suddenly acutely aware that I haven't got anywhere near as much offensive magic as probably would prefer.
How many spell slots have you got? Because you could cast Thunderwave again.
I do have Thunderwave. Yeah, I got some spare Thunderwave.
Because it's a cone spell, it's not range, so you wouldn't take an opportunity attack.
Would it not hit? I mean, I guess
The tentacle can't take damage. It's spectral. So if you casted it straight forward, it wouldn't hit Fancy Foot, but it would still hit Castile and Throw one.
Alright, let's go with that then.
Alright.
Sounds like
Okay. So they just need to roll a DC 14 or take 2d8. And if either way, they take half damage. Okay. Constitution saving throw. Should have specified which one's which, but we'll say Thrall 1's is the first one, and Castile's is the second. So Thrall 1 fails, and Castile saves. Okay. So 2d8. Wow, nice.
strictly lore perspective, I realised that Thrall 1 sort of exploded and now is back to form. So I'm presuming a sort of Terminator sort of situation here, where it sort of reformed from a puddle of blood.
Yep. It just kind of like all the blood just flew back towards it and ploop, they were a person again.
Just an aside, if you run out of your level 1 spell slots, you can actually cast them with a little bit more damage.
Ah, interesting.
Heads up.
Anything else, Emlyn?
One of my favorite spells.
You can move and then just take one opportunity attack. Or two, actually. My apologies. But it's up to you. Okay. Alright, Pharaoh's up. He's here. Actually, he'll go here for flanking. And he will swippity swipe at the Thrall with advantage. So this is the first rolls. These are the second rolls. Alright. His second rolls were way better. And then that is a d6 each. He valiantly kicks the door down and then slices the Thrall in half. With a flurry of blows. They are dead. Alright. Castile Beechwood is unsure of what to do. He is very surrounded. So he is going to swipe at Fancyfoot to try and open up the way ahead. That's 3 of them. Okay, those are... Does a 13 hit? Nope. Does a 20?
Yeah, that one hits.
And then a 24, I assume, hits as well. It'd be crazy. Okay. 2 of them. 8 damage. Owie, ooh, owie, ooh. Thrall 2 is just going to take a swipe at Emlyn. Nothing crazy. And Nat 1, they drop their sword Fancy Foot, you're up. They also look slightly embarrassed. Mm-hmm. Yep. Is this lethal or non-lethal?
No, seems like he's gonna die. I'm gonna like elbow him in the head to knock him out.
Kapow! He is incapacitated. Boom. All right. And with the incapacity, so is he knocked out? Is he unconscious?
That was the goal.
Yep. Okay. And if that's the case, the resurrected thrall disintegrates into dust. And that is a combat completed.
Guess those thralls were assholes.
No one say anything. Okay, yeah. Castile Beechwood is unconscious and now in your captive hands. Well, it looks like I arrived just in time, eh? Finger guns.
Yes, thank you. Could you bring him back to the ship so we can question him?
Straight to the ship, no problem. He hoists him over his shoulder. The map maker simply wanders up to the group. Are you leaving?
Well, I was going to.
Yes, I'm afraid we have other business to attend to at this point.
Oh,
Thank you for your help, though. You've been very useful.
you don't want the maps?
Yes. Oh, are there more maps we should know about?
Well, there's... He kind of gestures to the entire library.
Do you know any that would be specific, useful to use? Do you have a map of this island?
Yes, of course. And he actually just plucks it from inside himself and hands it to you.
Oh, nice. Bit weird. Well, like, this isn't your lung or anything, is it?
Technically, yes. You made that joke last time.
I did, and you rolled with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought, it is technically, it is an organ, so might as well ask if it's an important one. Where does his heart draw the map to?
He points to a bookshelf.
I'll look at the bookshelf.
It is a bookshelf. It's made out of fine oak.
Did you have any specific places that like we wanted to head to, or were we just kind of going?
You were given the quest to hunt down the pirates and rescue the mayor's daughter. So how you go about doing that is up to you.
I think I wanna like investigate the bookshelf and see if there's maps for like any major like trade routes, because that will at least let us know what kind of stuff is in this area, you know?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. As I said last session, and obviously you weren't here, so that's fine. The bookshelves are not organized. They are arranged in no particular order, and sometimes it's books, sometimes it's maps, sometimes it's curios and various things. At one point, there's a spider. There's a jar with a spider inside it. I almost said a spider with a jar inside it.
Oh, slightly weirder.
Yeah, maybe one stretched spider. Kill me.
Map maker, what his favorite?
So I probably don't find anything, but that's my role, looking for maps that might be helpful.
You find a lot of maps.
DM,
Yes, dear.
what was the name of the island that I'm looking for?
The island that you're looking for.
I accidentally deleted that from the first time around.
Let me see if I have that written down. Because I know I did.
Nobody has it written down.
I
I wrote it down and then I accidentally deleted the document.
yeah, I need to find the document is all. Give me a second. I had a small one with a couple notes on it. Well, that's not it. I don't even know what that is. Is this it? Nope. Why are they organized like this? Yeah, my past self sucks. Unfortunately, I think that information has been lost to the ether. Yep. Yeah, I'll get the island name to you at some point. Are you asking for a map to that island?
I was going to ask him while we're here, does he have a map to island to be named later?
He gives you a map of the region,
Okay.
so it's it's like large enough that it encompasses several of the archipelago megagos, with standard information of like how to get there, what's the best sailing route, blah blah blah. Yeah, the map maker seems very giving.
He does. He just loves sharing knowledge.
He does. That is his whole jam.
Do I see pictures of anything besides maps, or is it just maps?
There's like any kind of like written or drawn media you can think of is probably in the shelves somewhere.
Can I ask him if he has a picture of, I have lost her in my notes, Ethelred's long lost love that we have the phylactery of? I have forgotten her name.
That's fine.
I think he told me. I haven't told you guys.
It's a phylactery containing the blood of Aethelred's long lost love. No, I don't think I gave you the name. I'll check. But yeah, I don't think I did. She's just known as his long lost love from who knows how long ago. The map. Well, he is. Well, many people assumed he wasn't real, and thus any artistic interpretations of him would be conjecture and possibly false. I could find the drawings that some of the priests that survived one of his raids drew, but obviously, if that is actually him, is.
Yeah, you said it was like a fairy story, right? So it'd be like saying, oh, have you got any portraits of the Red Riding Hood?
Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, yes. I know words. I'm good at words.
Since that was a little bit of a dead end, I am going to wander over and I'm going to get a really good look at Castile before Pharaoh attacks.
Okay. Any particular information you're trying to acquire?
No, I just want to look at the clothes he's wearing, kind of take in his features and stuff.
His features are quite pallid. He is very clearly also a vampire. He is very well kept. He doesn't come across as particularly piratey. His clothes are of finer origins, but yeah, without like thorough inspection at that point. The that's all you get until Pharaoh hoists him up onto his shoulder and strides out the building. The map maker rifles around for maybe a minute and reappears with a not it's quite small for a map, but it's still larger than like an A4 piece of paper. Of a very like it's clear that even the ink is sort of like faded and the paper is quite brittle. So this is quite an old map, and it is of a small circular island with a few like smaller islands dotted around it, and it just seems there doesn't seem to be anything remarkable about the island. It's an uninhabited little island with what seems to be forests and a fair few glades. I thought so. Yes, I have made several copies. I don't know. That's why it's my favorite.
If I come across this island, I'll be sure to let you know.
That would be lovely.
Well, thank you. Goodbye.
Cheerio!
On my little investigation, I got an 8. I'm guessing I didn't find anything that was useful.
Nope. Eh?
I guess if we're leaving, she's just gonna mutter to herself, like, I can't believe vampire pirate.
Yeah. The map maker ushers you out of his shop, and as the door starts to close, you see the whirlwind of paper just simply and poof fall to the ground and be gone. And then the door closes.
So you know, on your stream I can hear you really well, but I can't hear anybody else at all.
You can't hear them at all.
Literally a tiny, tiny bit.
Oh, I see why.
Just thought I'd let you know.
Sorry, guys. I've just Lucy's told me that you guys aren't coming through all on the stream, and I know why. I just didn't think it would be as much of a problem as it is. Give me a second.
You've been having the battles of secrets.
Yeah, it's just been me talking to myself for
Ooh, fun.
an hour. So guess I probably won't put this on YouTube. Whoops. Anyway,
See?
I fixed it. It's fine. Yeah. So you guys leave. Do you do anything else in the Black Lotus Market before you leave?
What kind of shops are there? Like, what did we already investigate?
It is a vast underground black market of several thousand feet. So if it's illegal and it can be sold, it is sold here.
Let me think. Would I be able to find some crossbow bolts with like poison or some kind of paralyzing agent on them?
Yeah, sure.
Because I think that's what I'm going to look for.
Yeah. The salesman will offer them at 5 gold a head.
I will take 2.
Okay, cool. I will give you the stats on them later. Okay.
Okay.
Anyone else? No one seems in any way bothered by the fact that you have a person on like over one of your shoulders. This is
Yeah, that's
this
It seems like it's
probably
probably pretty normal around there.
Yep. Anything else from anyone?
Not that I can think of that I have the money to do.
Yeah, it's like the black markets are interesting, but I can't think of anything specific, you know?
That's absolutely
Mm-hmm.
fine.
I am a poor boy from a poor family.
Okay, you guys exit the Black Lotus Market. You pass the sleeping ogre at the second gate and pass the ogre with a bucket on his head at the first gate. Hello.
Hello.
I turn to him and
Hello.
claim I also have a bucket now.
He reaches out and like tinks it, and it makes that glass tink tink kind of noise.
Wait, he actually has a bucket? That wasn't a joke?
No, his armor caused at some point like sprouted a glass dome that covered his head.
And you say something
Oh.
just like, I wish I had a bucket, and then it happened.
Nice.
I was looking for a bucket to wear as a hat, and suddenly I had a helmet, which is infinitely more useful, but still not a bucket.
That is a nice hat.
Thank you, I found it. Or
Did-
did I may have made it, I'm not quite sure.
That is quite a talent.
Thank you. I can't use it for anything, but it's there.
Did you have a nice day at the Black Lotus Black Market and Eatery?
I did. It was the eatery.
Yes. Their fried muckrat is delicious.
I did not.
Can
get a
I
chance.
roll to find out if I've been here before?
Yeah.
History?
Well, it's quite a famous black market, so it's more of a decision for your character. If you'd want to roll for it, you can just say 1 to 9 is yes, 10 to 20 is no, or whatever.
Oh, I'll just say I've been here before because it's more fun.
Yep.
Would I know the ogre's name, or do we know his name? Has he told us?
His name is Grub.
Grub?
His name is Grub.
I think I'll say, good to see you again, Grub. We didn't get to stop at the food this time, but I'll take these guys someday.
It is nice to see you too, Fancy Foot. Where is the rest of your crew?
I'm on a bit of a separate mission for now, taking a little break, but they're planning on getting back on the sea soon.
Job variety is important.
Well, an opportunity came up that I, was unable to refuse.
I hope it is a prosperous one.
Thank you very much.
Good boy. And he lifts his bucket. There is a frog under there.
Oh,
You see it briefly before he puts the bucket back on his head.
I like this guy.
Random ass side characters, my jam.
Potential future
Is that
crewmen.
meant to be a reference to the doorman from The Good Place?
Nope,
Okay.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, there's a doorman who really likes frogs.
Oh yeah, no, I have. Yeah, I have seen that part of it. Yeah, no, it wasn't. But thank you for thinking I'm clever enough to do that.
I don't know why I'm getting the same vibes as Korg from the Thor movies.
Hey, we play Fortnite now. Isn't that funny? All right. Do you guys do anything else with Grub?
No?
No.
No.
He waves and
Nah.
you leave. Do
Hi,
you
Grub.
guys stop by the small village, or do you go straight to your ship?
You guys want to get juice? The juice was really good.
We do have a vampire captured.
Okay, that's a fair point. It was really good juice, though.
Was really good juice. I could go with another one before we go.
Maybe 2 people go to get juice, the rest of us go to the ship.
This is such a normal human
the party.
reaction.
For juice.
All right, who's going to get juice?
I will.
Oh, definitely.
All right.
Fancy Foot thinks that we need to, be careful of the fucking vampire that is going to be on our ship. So she is going back.
I mean, I've got a
Okay.
rope on me. I can tie him up if you want. If you want to be extra sure about him.
I haven't dealt with vampires before. I have no idea how strong they are. Really didn't think vampire pirates were real, but here we are.
This one's not going anywhere, trust me. And he kind of wiggles him.
I will be going to the ship.
I'm still gonna go to the ship.
Okay, so let's stop everything important for Giblig and Emlyn's adventure to get juice. because nothing else matters, and we all know
Sure.
that.
No, I agree.
So yes, Giblig and Emlyn, as you may have noticed, considering Castile didn't immediately burst into flames, it is nighttime. There are fewer monks, priests, worshippers, and all that wandering about the various monasteries. But the juice bar is still open, and strangely, Shoulder is still there.
I call out. I can't decide whether my voice is muffled all the time or not.
Don't talk muffled, because that will drive me insane.
Okay. I call out to him. Hi, Shoulder. We're back.
Hello, Giblig. Welcome back to the Marybeth Juice Bar. How can I help you?
We're here for some more juice.
Of course. What kind of juice would you like?
Oh, I've forgotten the flavors.
Bartender's choice.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely is banana season, so I would heartily recommend a banana smoothie.
I don't trust this monk. What the fuck is wrong with him?
He's lovely. He just gives away free fruit. He's great.
Yeah,
Sounds like a robot.
Getting fruit juice from a monk with no name is.
He's called Shoulder. What do you want?
He is totally dodgy, but we've all just sort of decided just not to address it. So we're just running with it.
So do you guys stay open like 24/7 or?
There is always someone to tend the shop.
That's really good service.
Do you get paid hourly?
I do not get paid at all. I get paid in the privilege of living on this island.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the service, but I feel like maybe you could do yourself a favor and take a break occasionally, right?
Yeah, go on holiday.
Life on Marybeth is a holiday.
That's the
Well,
name
that's
of
a
the
lovely
island.
attitude.
Yes, Marybeth is the name of the island.
Yeah, you say it's always a holiday, but is it really?
He doesn't seem to process the question.
Oh, okay.
Of course it is.
Yes.
I'll take some banana juice, thank you. We should probably get some for the others as well.
Yeah, can we get some to go?
Of course you can. All of our cups are intended to be cast aside when finished. And he gets you 5 clay mugs of banana smoothie.
So glad it's clay and not bat guano.
Wait, didn't
What-
ask what
what?
kind
They
of
make
clay.
bowls out of that.
Do they? Oh.
Yes.
Well, I'll grab some and start making my way back to the ship.
Oh, thank you very much. We'll
Goodbye.
stop here on our way back, I'm sure. Bye.
I'm sure. Have a
I-
safe trip.
Okay, one, I feel like he's going to kill us now. And two, I can't remember whether we were supposed to pay for that and if we did or not.
Nope.
We didn't pay for it first time.
Nope.
Oh, sweet.
There's no charge.
They just really love giving people fruit.
Fair enough, yeah. Make our way back to the ship.
Making your way back to the ship, walking fast.
Yeah, we should probably get back.
Okay. You guys arrive at... Wait, I did it wrong. The ship! Haha! But I
The
al-
ship.
I also need to bring Castile along, so let me remember to do that. Plonk. Captain Farrow has tied him to the main mast of the ship. Since the ship is still docked, the crew has gathered to see what's going on. Alright, how do you want to deal with this chap?
Well, I'm not convinced he can die. Which...
I mean, I'm pretty sure there are ways to kill vampires, aren't there?
We could just hack him into small enough pieces that he can't come back together.
Or just leave him out in the sun to
The
bake
crew
for it.
looks
Yeah, I was
at
gonna say,
Giblin.
wait, how much do we know about vampires here? Like, would we know the traditional vampire tropes? Like you mentioned about daylight earlier. Like, if we just wait till sunrise, is he gonna? Do we just know he will burst into flames? Or
That's what the legends say.
okay,
Vampires are a thing. Obviously, they're incredibly rare, considering there's so few densely populated islands to sustain large populations of vampires. But you have heard of them, and the bedtime stories.
yeah. I mean, don't vampires burst into flames in the daylight? If we leave him here long enough, he won't be a problem, right?
Then we need to get information out of him as quickly as possible.
Well, Rob, Mob, and Tob just circling.
They're dancing.
Okay.
How does anyone know how you would interrogate a vampire? Just putting that out there.
I mean, they could
Probably need to
still
wake
kill
him up
me.
first.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the first step. We should probably know what we're doing before we wake him up. Because if we're sat here discussing it as he wakes up, it's going to make us look like we don't know what we're doing. And we don't, but he doesn't need to know that.
Okay, everybody look professional.
I am a 4-foot-tall hunk of metal. That's not going to work.
Very professional. Oh, fucking hell, they can't. Yeah.
Well, why don't we decide our questions first?
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Yep.
Cool. I lightly knocked my computer, so it was like, oh, so your mic's turned off, right? Like, no. What were you saying?
We're just saying we're going to break all the rules.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I screamed no DM. Woo.
No DM. We control the campaign now.
No gods, no kings, no DMs.
There's always a DM. In your heart. I should put him up to 1 HP since he's not actually dead.
So, okay, so what questions do we want to ask?
Where's his daddy and what does he do?
What?
It's a very
Well-
old joke.
Technically,
Roasting.
where's Aethelred and what is he
Where's
doing?
Ethelred? What does he do?
Oh, did Aethelred make all these vampires?
I mean, he's the most
We should
well
probably
known
find
one.
that out. Yeah, it seems like a solid assumption, but we
I
don't
thought he
know
was a
that.
lich. I didn't realize he was a vampire.
Yeah, he's a vampire. He is a vampire lord.
Oh.
Yes.
I say we strip this guy down to his breeches before.
Look, when we're done
Anyway,
interrogating him, you can have your way with him, but not till then.
Eyebrows raised.
Nah, if we take his clothes, he'll cook faster.
Well, we need to find out where they're going. The main one.
That and I like his coat.
That's a
We should-
damn fine coat and you're bleeding all over it.
we should probably find out why they took the mayor's daughter in the first place.
Where
'Cause
they're
that-
going, why they took the daughter. Anything about vampires we want to know?
Yeah, how do we kill them most effectively?
I don't think he's going to give us that information.
Yeah, we can try.
Or we might just have to experiment with him. Because, we've got an actual vampire here.
It's true.
Just find different ways of killing him. Or we'll probably only find one way of killing him. But we'll know it will work.
I feel like my character should know something about interrogations, but I don't, so that makes this difficult.
Mm,
My character would not.
my character would not know.
He smuggles people and things, not interrogates them.
I'm an
Can I roll
ex-bartender.
history for like what have I done before?
Again, that would
Again.
just be a decision on your own. Like,
No, but I want to get me the knowledge. I want you to tell me because I don't know.
I mean, like, interrogations vary. You know, tie the person up, cause them pain, ask them questions, or just have them tied up and ask them questions. It's not a complicated process. It's more the what questions you want to ask.
We should probably find out what we're actually up against. You know, how many vampires are there? How many ships are there? How well trained is the crew? How experienced are they? I mean, the answer to both those questions is probably way more than us, but at least knowing would be helpful.
I mean, we've been led to believe he's looking for the looks it up. Eye of the Deep One. That's the one. We should find out if he knows anything about that.
Yeah. We could also.
What's the Eye of the Deep One?
Well, we don't know, but we know it's important, and Aethelred's probably looking for it.
It's the artifact Aethelred is commissioning these guys to find.
We could probably get really nerdy and ask him like about organization and structure. You know, who's in
Do
charge.
vampires play D&D?
Yeah.
You seen any good movies lately?
Oh yeah, my question was legit. You guys just taking the piss.
With the airspeed of an unladen swallow.
Well, when you're a king, you've just got to know these things.
Who's in charge of what, and what are they doing, and why are they in charge of it? That sort of thing. Because, you know, if the guy in charge of all of the gunpowder is there because nobody likes talking to him, you know, we could use that as an in. Why is the fucking fish better at this than all of you? I am new.
I
to
don't know.
talking.
I'm the one who causes the pain. Leave me alone. I've got the knife.
Okay.
That's my job.
Do vampires feel pain?
We can find out.
Captain
What is
Pharaoh, having listened to this for a while, pulls out a silver coin from his one of his pockets and just presses it against Castile's forehead, and he wakes up to agonizing screams.
Okay,
Good morning, beautiful.
What is it you want, mortal?
We've got a few questions for you. If you want to stay unalive.
Ask your questions. We'll see if I entertain them.
You already know we have the silver coin. You already know that we all have weapons. I don't know how to finish that sentence. I make characters who are smarter than me, and it's my downfall.
Just for like physical comedy, do I actually have to kneel down to be eye level with him?
Nope.
Okay. Oh. I strut up to him, all big and puffy, as big as I can get. Who do you work for?
I work for the Assassin's Guild, you fool.
Oh. I wasn't expecting that.
We were expecting someone slightly more important.
Yeah, this is kind of disappointing if I'm honest.
And who are
You're
you
not
there to
associated with... Oh, sorry.
And who sent the Assassin's Guild after us?
Are you really that simple?
Yes.
No, but I just like to be sure about these things.
I love Gibbling, man. Yes.
kill? I just want to know who I have to kill.
We were hired by an unnamed party. That's the whole point.
Okay, but like, they had to have contact with one of you at some point.
You're not associated with Aethelred's crew, then?
He raises an eyebrow.
What does that mean?
He continues to have a raised eyebrow.
What's the name of the ship?
The one you're on?
No, like their ship.
I think I once again didn't actually... Oh, wait, no, I think I did name it. This is... Do you know, this is the things that remind me that I'm an idiot, because I keep forgetting to do these things. I know I named it somewhere. Fuck! Where are my old notes? I meticulously save everything except for this vital piece of information, apparently. The island that Emlyn is looking for is Nilin. That's the information I did have.
How are you spelling that?
Nylyn.
Excellent, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the name of the ship for the vampire pirates of legend? Yeah.
How do you spell that? The name of legend, but again, all of these things are conjecture. The name is simply the Dark Fog, because wherever it sails, a dark fog encroaches.
So that's what I'll clarify with. I'll say the dark fog.
He remains silent.
Can we get the coin?
Are you asking Pharaoh?
Yes, I want the coin.
He pushes it further against Castile's head, and he wails.
Are you associated with the dark fog?
Touch me all you want. You'll get nothing from me. I remain loyal to the Lord of Darkness.
Sounds like a yes to me.
Yeah, that was a pretty resounding yes.
I'm gonna walk into the room over here while they're interrogating him,
Okay.
and I will send you something.
Okay.
What I'm going to do.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
What's the mayor's daughter's name?
God, stop doing this.
I'm sorry.
First name The, last name Mayor.
That's the daughter's name?
I never named her, so we will name her Mariana.
Okay. Why did your crew kidnap Mariana?
He angrily stares at you.
I want to have Pharaoh push the coin in, but I'm also gonna bring my knife up to his face. I have a dagger.
You think your childish mortal weapons can harm me?
While he's saying that, I want Pharaoh to push the coin in.
Yeah, he pushes it further in. It is now very clearly starting to embed.
Okay, I'm gonna come back out, and you'll notice that my face looks like Castile. I'm going to say, if we don't get it from you, we'll get it from your friends.
My friends are as loyal as I am. You'll get nothing. Nothing! He bears his fangs.
I look him dead in the eye and bare his fangs back at him.
And cough in his face, apparently. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold.
Where is your ship? Where are you headed?
You're gonna have to start rolling checks.
Okay. What am I rolling?
Either intimidation
persuasion?
or persuasion. However you
Persuasion's stronger.
wanna go with it.
My persuasion's a little stronger. Ooh, still rolled bad.
He howls in pain, but cackles as well.
Somebody else want to try? I feel like I shouldn't go twice in a row.
Would my looking like him affect him in any way whatsoever?
I mean, he seems irritated.
That might also be because we've been shoving a burning coin into his face.
Hey, you don't know.
I'm slightly curious if I would know anyone who could contact the Assassin's Guild.
Let
Through
me
my underground.
let me pull something up and have a thinky poo. Fucking.
Gotta have a little think.
Just gonna have a thunk. Give me a survival check.
This is gonna end poorly.
Hot damn. Yeah. Over your years of smuggling, you do have a few contacts and methods to not necessarily contact the Assassin's Guild, but you know how to go through the process of hiring an assassin.
Would I have anyone I could name drop?
No.
Darn.
Because it's the level of you have a friend of a friend of a friend, but you do know that you could like get an in with the Assassin's Guild.
Okay.
Well, if nobody else has anything to say, I'll press my knife closer to his neck and repeat the question.
As you do, the unique elven steel of the dagger burns his skin more, to the point where it does actually start to smolder at the corners of the whatever part of the knife is making contact.
I literally forgot that I had a special elf dagger, I forgot.
Yep, you have two.
Are they magic? Are they like bonus or anyway, or are they just cool looking?
Yeah, I sent you the details.
Hopefully I put it in correctly.
Mhm.
So I'll roll the persuasion. Okay. Damn it, why am I rolling so fucking bad?
That was me last time. I can feel that one.
My crit fail is still a 5. I should be good at this.
If he could spit it in your face, he would, but his mouth is all dried up. Yeah, he howls and howls and howls in pain, and again loses consciousness.
Take the knife off of him.
Pharaoh takes his finger off the silver coin, but it doesn't actually come away. So there's just a quiet noise.
We peel the coin off of his face.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
It has made a essential indentation of the coin on his forehead.
I don't think he's going to start telling us anything anytime soon.
Especially since he's unconscious.
That doesn't help either.
Well, I mean, you stole his face, so we could.
Take
But
his
we
clothes.
don't know where we don't know where his ship is. We don't know where his crew is. How could we go infiltrate them?
How many ships are at the dock right now?
Yeah, they gotta be close.
None. There's just yours.
And
Yeah.
still, technically, we don't even know if he is with the pirate crew or if he was just hired by them. I mean, we can make an assumption, but
We could, like, make an attempt at killing him that we know will fail, in the hopes of tricking him into thinking that we think that he's dead, and then follow him back.
so you're saying intentionally let him get away and follow him?
Fake his death.
Yeah, fake his death in such a way that he would believe that we would believe that he's dead. So it's not just we've just dumped him, we have actually tried to kill him, but we don't know how.
Okay, but what if he doesn't go along with that and he says, haha, I'm still alive, or something like that?
don't think you understood my plan.
I guess I don't.
Okay. So,
You were right with the intentionally letting him go thing.
yeah. But we have to do it in a way, because if we just dump him overboard, he's never gonna believe that we think he's dead. So he's gonna know that we know that he's still alive. So he's probably not gonna go back to his own place for a while. But if
Are there
we
any
do,
sharp pieces of wood around here?
You could probably make one. There's various planks for repairing the ship.
It is a ship, yes. There is wood around, I guess.
Okay.
Wouldn't staking him kill him actually for real, though?
Not if we miss.
that's a good plan.
Oh, what, you're just thinking we'll, like, stake him in the lung or something?
Yeah.
That could work.
Of course, I'm still going to take his clothes.
Well, yeah, and don't let anything go to waste.
That, and I stole his face, so I might as well steal his clothes so I can look like him.
Yeah, I'm down with the stake him and shake him.
Okay.
Worth a try. I'm not getting anything out of him.
I mean, it would be quite fun just to sit here stabbing him with magical weapons.
I mean,
I don't think we'll do anything.
I know we were late to the party. Did you guys, like, search him before we got here at all? Have we actually checked to see if he's got anything on him that might be...
I don't
might give us
think
some
we
information?
did.
I figured I'd search the clothes as I'm taking them off of him.
I feel like that should have been a fairly early thing we did. It might have been an oversight.
It should have been. It was definitely an oversight.
Do I find anything in another man's drawers?
So yeah, you going through his
Yeah, I'm
things?
stealing his clothes and going through them.
Okay, so you put on the fine red, high-collared jacket. It is made out of a leather you probably don't want to think too much about. And it is also the cloak of the vampire. When you are in complete darkness, you move silently.
Neat.
Cool.
Yeah, and in the pockets are instructions on your assassination, which is to just kill them. No special requirements. They don't need you. It doesn't need to look like an accident. You just need to die. And then in the other pocket is a leather-bound journal. Well, it's
Ooh,
about
let's
the
read
size.
that.
It's about the size of a journal. I should have said book.
What's in
I'm
the
not
book?
going to equip the Cloak of the Vampire just yet. I'm just taking it from him, but I will note it in my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In the leather-bound journal, does it look like it's in common, or does it look like it's in another language?
On the front of the book itself, in that nice golden like gilding you can get on some leather books, it is very clearly in a different language, and it is not a language that you recognize.
Any of us?
Nope.
Okay.
I sadly only know 3 languages, so I'm not full on the...
I'm not sure if I can even read.
And it will be... No, I don't have anything to read it either. I can identify it. I can't read it.
Do you inspect it any further?
Trying to think.
Is there anybody
Yeah,
else
I
on the
mean-
crew who might know? Who might be able to
The
read
language.
it? I don't know. I don't know how
Can I-
educated our crew is.
Can I have a look at it anyway?
I'll hand it to Giblig to look at.
Uh,
Was I
Seems
getting-
like he might have come from a posh school. He might have learned some languages.
Was I getting any magical vibes off of it or no? The journal.
It's not magical. It's very old.
Yeah, Giblig can look at it.
Yeah, I
No,
flip
go
through
ahead.
the pages and just guess. I'm guessing, like,
Okay,
if
so
it gets
which
to
one's...
me.
Yes, I was going to say which one's happening first, Giblig or Fancyfoot?
Fancy foot.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably. If they're both asking for it, I'd probably give it to Fancyfoot first.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Giblig.
Don't
I
want
am
your,
You get
offended,
food
but
first.
don't want your
also
grubby
Fancyfoot
hands on
gets
it.
cooked first.
Yeah, so Fancyfoot, you browse through it. It all seems to be written by hand in this strange language. It is all in one language. It's not written in like various languages or anything.
Okay.
But there's various scrawled notes. There seems to be a sort of date format throughout it, and as you're flipping through, you happen upon one page with the only thing so far that you see written in common that says the key to rise Na Katari. I'll write that in the chat for y'all.
Does Narkatari, like, ring any bells?
Nope.
You don't suppose that could be the map that the map maker gave us, do you?
Would it raise any bells with me?
Nope.
Okay.
Hmm.
Can I
No.
look closer at the page to see if I can suss anything out about, like, what the key might be, or...
It seems to be a note for that specific page, so it's it's like an annotation. So the key it's referring to whatever is written on those pages.
And it's just plain text, no pictures.
Yeah.
Darn.
How dare they not give us a picture book?
Show
This
me
book has
how!
no
Don't just tell
pictures.
me! Oh, lordy.
Well, it's somewhat of a lead. We could start investigating what Narkatari is. Try to find someone who knows.
But anyway, we should probably do something about him, and we need to figure out a way to follow him.
Well, I mean, I look very distinctive, and you're literally wearing his face. So it's probably us two are out of the question.
Do we have
Can
And the
I?
rest of us.
Sorry, can I? The map that I got from the map maker. Can I
Mhm.
check it, see if it had any annotations on it? Like, was it labeled as? Narkatari sounds like the ancient sound rising. Something that sounds like a place makes me think it's that map related to the same place, basically.
There's nothing on the map that says specifically Narkatari,
Okay.
but there are various like annotations of like one of them says the Risen City, another one says the Sunken City. You know, it's various like. It's clear that these are the map maker's own annotations of his own theories about the city of the Deep One.
The Risen
ma-
City, I'm more interested in that one. Because if the key to rise Narkatari sounds like they're trying to bring something back from the depths, and if we were given a map to legally distinct Atlantis, I think that's where we should head.
You guys are bullies.
I'm just repeating somebody else's words.
That's still bullying. I'm still gonna cry.
But yeah, what do you guys think about that? Like, if we know that the vampire pirates are trying to raise something, we have been given a map to the Sunken City and the Risen City, which may or may not be the same thing.
Looks
So
It's-
maybe we should actually get rid of this guy rather than just pretend to.
I mean, it feels like a lead, unless anybody genuinely thinks we could possibly get some more out of him somehow.
We could still follow him.
This
I
is
just
true.
don't know how we would follow him without
Is
him
it
being
safe to let him go?
completely aware of us following him.
I mean, the
Because we're
options
kind of
we-
conspicuous.
Yeah, the kind of only options we have is follow him or kill him. Because if we just let him go, then he's going to come back for us. So if we're not killing him, we kind of need to let him live for a reason.
I honestly think he's more of a risk alive than dead.
Hmm.
And actually, if we do want to chop him up into little pieces, those daggers Fancyfoot has might be the best option for that.
Is that how we're getting rid of him?
We could just tie him up on the beach and let the sunlight do the thing in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he
but-
could get free.
Yeah, it requires waiting.
Yeah, I'd prefer to let nature do the dirty work, but you know, yeah, if you guys are okay with it, I'll. Yeah, I'm not really cool with like murdering even a vampire like in cold blood. I don't think I could do that, but
So he's
I
not
wouldn't
very
quite
natural
say
to
it's
begin
cold blood. He tried to kill us.
I mean, he is cold blooded, so.
with. Literally cold.
Well, when we wakes up, we could threaten that we could leave him tied up for the sunlight, see if he says anything there.
If he's really an assassin, he's not going to talk. So
I mean, yeah.
Also,
I feel like that's probably true, but I mean, maybe like if threatened with imminent, burning as the sun comes up, like maybe he would talk in the hopes that we'd free him. I don't know.
this is going to sound very, very dark. But I'm going to take out 2 silver coins and place them over his eyes.
Jesus, dude.
Okay. Does anyone do
Blind
anything?
I'm trying to blind him, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that.
You hear the sizzling and the disgusting pop of his eyes
I
as
will
they burst within. their
Immediately take
sockets.
them off.
Fancyfoot is going to say, "And now how are we supposed to follow him?"
I mean, he won't
I'm
see us
more
coming.
worried about him following us.
Okay, so we've gone from following the guy to cutting out his eyeballs.
If he can survive and get away from us like that, then he's a lot bigger threat. But he's already made it clear that he doesn't think we can kill him.
Okay, let's just kill him, because I have no problem with killing things.
This is getting pretty messed up. I think maybe we should just end it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
we stake him? Or do we want to just leave him on the ship and sail off?
Let's just stake him, because if he bursts into flames, the ship is made of
The
wood.
ship
and there's
is made of wood.
gunpowder. Yeah, there's gunpowder below deck, so...
Can I slit his throat with my elven daggers for good measure, just in case the stake doesn't work, because we don't know?
Yeah.
They're all looking for a pointy stick, and I'm just like,
Decapitate him to chunk.
you guys like my sound effect?
Yes, it was excellent. The skin burns and bubbles, but a thick, viscous black liquid does ooze out from the now large cut across his throat.
I think Fancyfoot is just gonna shrug and be like, interrogation was never my job.
I neither. My job was just not to be followed. And I'm gonna wander back into the room. Close the door.
Or
and do
I
my
can
thing
strike
again.
up a... she's gonna start talking. Sure, I can strike up a conversation if necessary, so the pirates, the roughhousing types. I was, kind of more of the sneaky muscle, if you know what I mean. Seems like we've all got some things to learn.
I don't know what I'm doing. So,
After a little bit, Otankin comes back out looking like himself. I don't like wearing his face. It's kind of ugly.
But you happy to
Well,
wear that
then.
ugly cape of his?
Maybe later. It's over my arm right now.
Well then, which one of these maps do we want to follow?
I'll have
Risen
you know
City?
that's very stylish where I come from. No, he doesn't say anything.
Well then, back to the sea, where things are a little more normal. Which map were we following? Risen City?
Has anyone staked him yet?
I thought we didn't need to.
Oh, well, his corpse is still there, but yeah, you can...
I think we should probably better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I thought the knives were sort of like a double tap kind of situation.
Yeah, might as well if we want to put a stick in him.
It's the traditional way.
Pharaoh winks.
I forget, what does the Cloak of Vampire do again? Succeed at stealth and shadows?
When you are in complete darkness, you are silent. Doesn't necessarily mean
Okay,
you succeed
silent.
stealth, because if something can see in the dark, they will see you absolutely fine. You just move
Okay.
silently.
Groovy.
I'll do the staking if no one else is.
Charlie
That is-
next to you hands you a wooden stake.
T-bone or...
Shut the fuck up.
I will waddle over to him and using my fist, like one hand holding it and just hammering it with my other hand, drive
Damn.
into his
Not
heart.
even in one motion.
Bang, bang, bang.
Probably already dead. It doesn't need to be
Do it. Well,
particularly swift.
just real quick, give me a medicine check, please, Giblig.
Oh no.
Because Giblig doesn't necessarily know where a human heart is.
Can I give him a hand on aiming if I see him aiming at the wrong thing?
No, he rolled a 19, so Giblig has ripped out and eaten plenty human hearts, so he knows where they are.
Very tasty. Very rich in iron.
Yeah, Giblig punches the stake in once. It doesn't seem to do anything. On the second, Castile awakens, howling like the damned, as his body sets ablaze and his soul leaves his body visibly, and what remains of Castile Beechwood evaporates and turns to ash and disappears on the night wind.
Huh, good job we double checked that one.
Well, I can confidently say I've never seen that before. Good to know the legends are true. It's weird as it is.
Hopefully
We know how
that
to kill
wasn't
them.
temporary.
Also, I get to say I have actually killed a vampire.
Giblig, the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
One step up from Buffy.
Actually, I think I'm a downgrade from Buffy, if I'm honest.
I don't know, you're way prettier.
Oh, yeah, sure. And was pretty as Murloc.
Pharaoh gives you a solid thumbs up and a wink.
I wink back under my large helmet.
Wow, he's bisexual. I didn't know that.
Why do I have a feeling Giblig has the, double eyelid thing a lot of reptiles do? It's just, cross-winking there.
A nictitating membrane. He would, because he's an
Yes.
underwater creature. So does Emlyn.
Also, we referenced it in, the last play session.
Yeah. He has.
Oh, yeah.
It is called a nictitating membrane. Alligators have it. So that you can see
not know
underwater. It's essentially a almost completely translucent membrane that covers the eye, so that they can see underwater without getting water in their eyes. Sorry, I just burped right into the mic.
So
I like
shall we
alligators.
Shall we try to head to that Risen city that's on the map? Maybe we can find something there.
If it's risen,
Does
it's probably
seem-
going to be easy to find. It sounds like a good
Yeah.
starting place.
Hit the Risen, and then if we find that, we'll have more of a angle on finding the Sunken city.
Although, there is a possibility that the sunken city becomes the risen city after it rises. That sounds so stupid, but you know what I'm saying.
I thought there were different spots on the map.
Are they? Are they different spots on the map?
That's up to the
I
map
don't know.
maker.
Are they different spots on the map?
They are annotations. It's reasonably clear that they're not meant to be indicators. They are just scrawled notes and theories.
How similar do the maps look?
It's all on the same map.
Oh, okay.
It's like one massive sheet of paper that's been stitched together from various other maps and like there's sections of the map that are from books. Others are from very clearly like an actual atlas. It's all this massive, essentially Frankenstein's monster map that creates the image of a region in the Sapphirus Expanse, which is the world you live in. And so there's like small notes that indicate certain islands and certain cities, and then this massive expanse of just open sea, probably the largest expanse of open sea that you'd know of. I think I spoke before. I said that I think Otan knows or Fancyfoot knows of it because Fancyfoot's quite well travelled, and I think Otan knows it as well for similar reasons. So you know where this region is. It's quite far away, but you know where it is. And then again, like I said, there's this huge open expanse of water, and then that's kind of like X marks the spot. You know, with a scrawled note that says "City of the Deep One?" ?
Well, if they're looking for something, what was it, Eye of the Deep or some shit like that?
The Eye
and trying
of the
to
Deep
rise.
One.
Yeah, okay. Kinda sounds like the place to go.
And is Emlin's island along the way there the one that you were searching for?
You mean
Nilin.
Nilin?
Yeah.
It depends who you're asking, because As the Crow Flies, probably not, but it is, like I said, probably almost a month's sailing away, if not more.
So it wouldn't add too much to it to stop
a
by.
detour would not be a huge deal. In fact, flying As the Crow Flies means you'd have less stops for supplies and blah blah blah. So.
Two birds, one stone.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I came
Chart a
along
course.
in the hopes that I could get to my island, so if we're going in the right direction, I'm very much on board.
Chart a course to Nilin.
Pharaoh leans against the mast and just says, "Well, this is a pretty hardy trip we're going on, and I mean, it's going to be a long haul. Is there anyone else you guys would like to pop off to? Any other possible leads you might have?"
Just
Don't
some
have much at the
blood.
moment.
Yeah, do you know how to use the blood? That sounds really weird to say, but, like, how do you use that to find whatever it tracks?
I'm not quite good enough with magic yet to
You would,
do
you
that,
would
but
have
there
to
is.
find a magic user or become a magic user that is powerful enough to scry using an ancient phylactery.
Which is not a terribly minor feat.
Just for a descriptor for Fancyfoot, this is essentially a small vial, like crystal glass vial, with just a modicum of blood in it that swishes around when you shake it, and it's housed in a wee little nice wooden box laid
Okay.
upon velvet.
Well, if we look at the map, like what kind of islands are along the way? Because we could stop at some of those and ask for information.
Yeah.
I used the skill of map reading to find out.
Basically, because it is such a long journey, you can kind of decide as you're going. You don't have to necessarily chart out your whole course now. like Captain Pharaoh was. I wasn't asking that as Captain Pharaoh, as like the DM going, "Hey, you forgot something." It was more Captain Pharaoh just asking. If you guys want to head to Nilin, that's only a few days away. So.
Yeah, I personally don't have any other ideas right now. Like, maybe as we're sailing, we'll find something else, but
If we get there and we can't find anything, I'm sure the mayor might have access to a magic user that could help us, but that is way above my skill grade.
Well, if he wants his daughter back, he bloody better be.
So I'm voting head off to Nilin. Let's at
Yeah.
least knock something out.
And if you help me get the revenge on the raiders that attacked my village, I'm all yours on the mission. No more distractions.
Sounds good to me.
Captain
Might even find some more tools to help us out.
There you go. Captain Pharaoh claps his hands together. All right, Hux, get on the helm. Let's head off to Nilin. The small gnome salutes and fucks off to the helm, as does Captain Pharaoh.
Can I get the journal back by any chance? I'll ask Fancyfoot.
yeah, I'll hand it.
Okay.
You have the journal.
Yeah, she'll just be like, works for me. I can't read it.
During our journey, if we're setting off already, I would probably spend my downtime doing ritual identification on pretty much everything I took off of that guy, including the journal, even the assassin note, just try and discern anything about them.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check. Actually, no, you're doing investigation, so give me an Arcana check.
I would be doing identify on him as well. Like
Okay.
the actual spell identify.
Yeah, that's fine. None of them seem to be magical in nature. The note seems to have a minor cantrip cast upon it that allows it to be destroyed at will. In just a sort of turns to ash kind of way.
Like flash paper.
Yeah, pretty much. But everything else is totally non-magical.
Except for the cloak of the vampire.
Except for the cloak of the vampire.
Yeah. So I guess I will attune to that for now.
Okay. As it is armor as well, you do get a +1 to your AC. So, hooray for you.
So it replaces my leather armor?
No, it essentially is one over it.
Okay.
So it's only a...
It's just more armor.
Yeah, it's just a
Yay!
Yay. Alright. Like Farah said, you'll be sailing for a couple days. What does Ghibli do in his downtime?
I try and see if there's any more things that my armor will do.
Okay. Give me an investigation check with advantage and tell me how Ghibli goes about trying to figure out ways to do things with his armor. Hot damn. Even with a -2, you got a 17.
Yeah, because he realizes that when he wanted a helmet, he got a helmet. So he's just going to stare into space and want things one by one just to see what works.
Want them in his head or say them out loud?
He'd probably want them in his head at first, and then if that didn't work, he'd start saying them out loud.
Okay, no problem. So the first thing you figure out is how to get rid of the helmet.
Nice.
So that disappears. Give me a list of things that Ghibli says.
Okay, so he's struggling to think of things at first, so he's just focusing on the horizon, and he realizes, I want to be able to see really far away.
Okay. Anything else?
He is... Give me a second.
think of Giblig. Think of what Giblig can't do and what Giblig would want to do. Like say Murloc.
Yeah, what do you think I'm doing? Yeah,
Alright.
I'm not that stupid, but it's I'm still developing him as a character, so I don't know what I'm making up what he would want to do as I go along. Scrubbing the deck. And he wants his arm to hurt less.
He wants his arm to hurt less.
Yeah, because he's scrubbing the deck and his arm's getting sore, and he's like, "Oh, I wish my arm hurt less."
Giblig starts to hear a beep, 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 beep. And suddenly you feel a wave of sort of painlessness flow through your body.
What the fuck? Why is your armor so cool?
And this is because Giblig never gets any magical items. These are all his magical items in one.
Magical tin can.
Yep. And you essentially learn that your armor has the ability Stim Pack. And once per long rest, you can heal 1d10.
Where do I put that?
You can put it in other features and proficiencies, I think, if there's room. Other proficiencies and languages, or features and traits, or in a separate note file. So it's whatever's best for you, really.
Oh yeah, I was writing down.
When you say Giblig never gets any magical items, do you mean like he's not allowed any, or he's just really unlucky?
No, I'm not allowed any.
Oh.
Yeah, it was one of the things me and Matt discussed first. We both pointed out that it would be overpowered if I was allowed to. Like, there are limits on what I can have.
Yeah, it's not that he's not allowed magical items. It's that his magical items will be given to him through the form of his armor. So if he takes off the armor and abandons it, he will get magical items like any other player.
But also lose everything that I've got.
Exactly.
Everything you've worked for.
I can't think of anything that he wouldn't already have at this stage.
Well, you've just got something. That was the end of the check.
Oh, okay. Alright.
You don't get more than one thing at once.
Alright.
Yeah, so for a brief moment, you feel very lightheaded, very hazy. But once that passes and you've fallen on your bum, you feel stronger, reinvigorated. You feel like you could scrub the deck for several more hours.
And I do so.
Charlie is pleased. The dwarf watches you with stoic approval.
Was that Charlie's job? Is he taking it?
Charlie is the bosun, so he kind of manages everyone on the ship. So usually it'd be Tob, Rob, or Mob's job.
I don't know why I like that so much.
Charlie is also the one that organizes what gets brought onto the ship, so supplies and stuff. Morris just looks after it all. Okay. Anything else, Giblig? Or is that your day?
That is my day.
Emlyn, what are you up to?
I'll go say hi to Cleo again.
Hello.
Hey, Cleo.
Welcome to
Hey.
my cooking room.
Hey, did you cook up anything good with the tuna I caught? I caught a tuna last time we went fishing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Cleo is staring at you, blinking for a moment, and then says, I hadn't thought of that. Where is it? And very slowly walks to one of the boxes and pulls out a salted tuna. Is this
Oh,
it?
good. It was preserved. Thank God for that.
Is this
yeah,
it?
that looks like the one. Yeah, I don't think anybody else has been fishing, have they?
Fantastic. Let me have a look. What else I have here? Could you have a look at the shelves and pick a spice for me?
Sure. Where are the shelves? Let's go there. Now, I personally, speaking as me, not in character, I'm not a proficient cook. So I'm just gonna say Emlyn, who has worked
I
in
can say
hospitality, probably has a better judge of these things than I do.
on the shelf there are dozens of jars. None have labels. But there is a red one, a green one, an orange one, a purple one, a yellow one, another red one, a darker red one, a black one, and various other colours.
I don't know. I guess I unscrew a few lids, sniff them, see if I sort of recognize what they are.
Some of them smell horrendous. Some of them smell quite sweet. Some of them smell quite savoury. But, once again, none of them seem to be normal spices.
Okay. Does the black one smell horrendous?
Yep.
Okay. Does the purple one smell horrendous?
Nah, it's alright. It's quite flowery.
I don't think flowery goes with fish. Yellow one?
It's got a pungent aroma that's not unpleasing.
Okay, we'll go with the yellow one. Try a yellow one, see how that goes.
Alright. And we will roll my magical dice
Roll
here.
for spices.
Okay.
A spice check.
Okay. And that...
Saffron and shellfish.
Yum, yum, yum. So that will be a... Ooh. Spicy tuna. And what this does is everyone who partakes in this for the next 24 hours gets an action surge. So that means for once during this 24-hour period, you can gain one main action on your turn. In combat,
An extra one.
An extra one.
Neat.
Yep. That is your buff, and remember this obviously disappears in 24 hours whether you use it or not. So yeah, that is your first experiment with cooking in this campaign.
Okay,
Sorry,
cool.
did you roll on the wild magic surge table?
No.
Just the D100 and you said table. I was like,
Just end up dropping a cow on yourself.
You eat one of them and grow a beard of feathers.
It's funny.
This tastes delicious! Baga!
So is that going to be
Good.
like consistent? Is this sort of a like you get in roguelikes where it's like, well, now that we know what this potion or spice in this instance does, it will have a consistent effect?
Within reason, but obviously there's still a roll involved, so the
Okay.
effect can vary in sort of intensity.
Okay. Fair enough. Also, while we're on looking up name of island, Maribeth.
You're not on the island of Maribeth. You have
No,
sailed
but
away.
we came back from Maribeth with some banana smoothie,
Ah, yes.
which nobody seems to have drunk. So, Cleo, do you think this would go good with rum?
You never offered it to me.
Everyone was really busy when we got back.
That's fair.
Everyone
I
was staring
assumed
at
you
this,
were
like,
all
half-dead
drinking
guy.
it while having the conversation.
Oh, okay.
Just sipping on it.
That's better. I like. Can we retcon that?
Everyone's got
If you
like
want, sure.
banana smoothie mustaches while talking about interrogating a vampire.
That's
That's
why
why I
my
went so badly.
Yeah.
that's why my persuasion was failing, even though I like was burning his skin with a dagger.
You just weren't very menacing. You just couldn't take you seriously.
Okay, fine. Deny me my banana rum.
You could have saved yours. Or you
didn't.
could suggest
Everybody else was drinking it, and it looked like it was really good, so I drank mine.
You could suggest banana rum to Cleo, see what she comes up with.
Sure. We had some really good banana smoothie on that island we just visited. Like, do you think that would mix well with some of like the rum rations we have? Do you think that'd be a good recipe?
What's a banana?
It's it's like yellow and long and quite soft. And it goes black if you leave it out in the sun for a while. But like if you mush it up, it makes a really nice drink.
Does she not know the
Fucking
word
John,
fruit?
man.
It's a fruit, yes. Also, it's a fruit. Should probably stress that.
I think the captain keeps a special supply of fruit just for him. I think you should ask him. We only eat oranges on this ship. Good for the soul. Indicating not the soul as in her feet. She points at her feet.
Oh.
Scurvy prevention.
I mean, I really don't want to talk to Pharaoh. Like, I try to avoid him as much as possible.
I never leave this room. I think he's a charming chap.
Okay, well, agree to disagree.
She goes back to stirring the pot.
Don't we all?
Just imagining Otan with a little chef's hat on now.
The tiniest of chef's caps.
Tiny chef hat, but then Guy Fieri flame shirt.
Perfect. To flavor
Horns
down.
and everything.
It's Flavor Town. Otan gets up in Castiel's face. I'm gonna take you to Flavor Town.
Let's sail for Flavor Town.
Flavor Seas. Nom 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 nom. Okay, does Emlyn do anything else, or she hang out with Cleo all day?
I guess if Cleo's gone back to her work, I'll
Cleo's
return-
very chatty, and besides Giblig, the only other like aquatic creature on the ship. Not that you have to talk to her.
I don't know what I would want to say to her. I might just go fishing again because the
seems
fish was really
very
good,
old.
and yeah,
Fishing.
I'm quite happy to keep providing fish for her to make delicious meals with.
Alright, give me a survival check.
Ooh, survival check.
14. Let's say you catch a well-sized bass.
Cool.
Because who doesn't like bass?
It's all about that bass. About that bass.
Shut the fuck up. Alright, Fancy Foot. What is... you should all reset your health, by the way. Fancy
Yeah.
Foot, what are you up to?
She's the kind of person that would focus pretty hard on her work and try to get it done as soon as possible so she doesn't have to do anything for most of the day. What was she assigned to do?
You can all pick your jobs.
Okay, we got somebody cooking. We got somebody cleaning the deck. I'm gonna go check out the cannons. I'm gonna inspect them. Do cannon maintenance.
Okie dokie, that's absolutely fine. Give me...
I don't know where they are, though.
where the cannons are. See these cannons here?
Oh, I couldn't figure out what they were.
Give me an investigation check. Holy crap!
Ooh.
Yeah.
Went off of a crit.
You inspect the cannons. They're nothing like the cannons from your ship. They're actually quite old, surprisingly. The Lady Marie is known for its speed and well-crafted, like, ship itself, but these cannons seem to be just kind of rolled out of nowhere. So with a bit of a spit shine and some hard work, they can be improved.
All right, what do I gotta do for it? What do I gotta roll to try to make the cannons better?
Let's have a think. Give me a sleight of hand check.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Fancyfoot spends basically an entire day with Mob Rob and Tob, cleaning and fixing up the cannons, and you manage to add a +1 to the damage of the cannons,
Yay!
and that is permanent. So I will add that to the Lady Marie stats. So now instead of 4d10, it's 4d10 +1.
After that, she, if there's still time in the day and it's not like dinner or whatever, she wants to go to the crow's nest and take a nap.
Alright, yeah. Fancyfoot disappears up the crow's nest. Charlie gives her that look of, yes, someone up the crow's nest to keep an eye out for us all, and
That's where she goes.
Yeah.
So nobody sees her. That's her secret napping spot.
Excellent, I love it. Everyone needs a secret napping spot. Okay, yeah, that's everyone. So, during your journey, although you're not quite towards Nilin yet, could everyone roll me a perception check, please? Alzarath is inside a walled room, so he sees fuck all.
There we go. I'm just down there eating food and identifying stuff.
And Emlyn?
I'm just trying to figure out what I click on to do that. Where is that? Sorry.
Should be on the left-hand side. Skills about 2/3 of the way down.
Passive wisdom perception?
Yep.
That doesn't let me click on that one for some reason.
No, it should be under your skills.
Yeah, no, not passive perception.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Cool. Sorry. Yeah.
Oof.
God damn, them
Oh,
planks
no.
of wood on the floor are real interesting.
I guess I woke up from my nap,
Yep.
and I'm taking a look.
So, Gibbling and Fancyfoot, not too large a distance away, you see a distress flare.
Oh.
I'll make whatever call people in the crow's nest make.
Oi, look over there!
Charlie looks, sees the flare, turns to Pharaoh. Flare! And you see Hooks, the ship's helmsman, rapidly turn the wheel, the helm, and yep, the ship starts towards this, what looks like quite a small island, that is the source of the flare. As you guys approach over the course of, say, 15 minutes, you get closer and closer and see... Boop! This. On the shores. A crashed ship and a very, very large frog-like creature.
What the frogs?
Yeah. Well, frog-like, considering it has
Okay.
two giant razor tusks on its front. And,
Murlocs are also kind of frog-like.
and seems heavily armored.
We got a long rest between.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, and you see one person trying to fend it off. You see several dead bodies across the shore, and it's unclear to tell, but it seems like these two here are alive. Obviously, the Lady Marie is not capable of just parking up against the sands.
About how far out are we?
A dinghy's journey.
All right, well, I think we should go down there and help.
Absolutely.
I can technically swim.
I can swim pretty fast.
I could swim really fast.
Emlyn
gonna rain.
would be able
I-
to beat you there.
I
Yep.
need to use the boat.
Lou, stop.
Okay, so do you guys all make your way there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me just.
We can work together and push the boat faster.
Just the two of us push on the boat.
Yeah.
We can make it if we try. Just the two.
And considering half movement, that still would be pretty fast.
I'm just trying to gather up your pogs on the thing here, so I could just.
Did you say pogs?
Yeah,
Sweet.
it was deliberate.
I
call them
wholeheartedly
pogs
appreciate
sometime.
that.
Okay, so. Oh, fucking music, man. If y'all would roll your initiatives, because we're straight into combat again.
Combat time, combat time.
Combat time. Well, Castile's not there anymore. Neither is Pharaoh.
Wow, Pharaoh doesn't come to help.
Yeah, he stays.
Well, he's got to manage the ship, I guess.
He's got a bosun for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Charlie manages the ship.
Shut up! It's so that combat isn't too easy.
I understand. It's just, it also fits with him being a shitty captain.
I mean, he burst into the shop and one-shot someone.
I meant like as a person.
Ah. Alright. Damn it, it reveals her name when I do that. Bugger. Okay, let me just roll initiative for these two characters. Okay. That's a 20. And for the biggin. I hate how they organize things sometimes. No. Alright. Yeah, I just wanted to check, because some like big creatures have like multiple actions per turn, but doesn't look like it, so you're fine. Okay, and descending. Alright, so first off is the woman on the shore fighting the thing, which kind of seems appropriate. Let me pull up her abilities.
Remember, we've got that action surge.
Yes, you do.
I did wonder whether that would count, because she said, oh, it's within 24 hours, but it was like a 3-day sale, and I was like, wait, so do we get it?
Yeah, no, you do get it. Sorry, there's
Okay.
one thing because this character actually has a character sheet, but there's one thing I didn't note down properly, so I just need to pull that up and find it.
Just gonna go to the toilet quickly.
Alright. That's really weird. Yeah, so she is currently seemingly wielding a massive greatsword. She pulls what seems to be a handle on it. And essentially lightning itself starts to arc from it, or like a sort of vibrating power. Doesn't necessarily.
Gunblade?
No,
Never mind.
not a gunblade, no. It's bigger than a gunblade. This thing's about the size of her. Okay, and then she's got freaking music. Okay, so D20 fudge. So that is a freaking 12, which is a miss, but she's gonna pop her action surge for the day. Welcome back. And that is a 15, which is a hit on the creature. So that her dice for this is a D12 because she used her thing. which is +5, which is... So that's... God, why am I so crap at numbers? 12. So that's that much damage. Okay. Giblig, you're up.
How far can I move? 30 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of off the grid. Yoop. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
1, 2. Yeah. I'll move as close as I can get to it.
Okay. 1, 2, that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay.
Can I yell at it?
Yes, you can.
I yell at it to try and get its attention.
It roars.
Okay, it's louder than me.
Very. This thing, well, it hurts your ears. Alright, Fancy Foot.
Alright, I can also only go that far. But I think I'm gonna take the dash action because... To go, like, here, because I feel like I would be protected by her.
Okay, sure.
That's my bonus action. So I can't use my off attack, but I can... do that. Does that hit?
Yeah, that's a hit.
So I can do that. Man, 2d6, I got a 4.
Okay. Otan?
I'm gonna grab some water. If somebody hits me, my AC is 14.
Okay.
I am going to head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that way. It's my full movement. And I will just... I'm going to just shoot it with a Eldritch Blast. Pew pew.
Okay, yep, that's a hit.
And that will be it.
Okay, the creature, seeing hit by some strange magical force, let's have a look. Leaps into the air and lands next to Otan.
Oh, crap.
And it does not incur opportunity attacks while it's doing that. And then, for its bonus action, it is going to dig up, like, thrust its tusks into the ground and pull out a massive boulder. At which point, it is essentially going to stomp on Otan while holding the boulder in its claws, in its tusks. I do apologize. And it will do 2. Okay, so that's an 18 and a 9.
The 18 hits.
Okay. 13 damage.
Ouch. Otan looks like shit.
Emlyn, you're up.
Can I use the water spaces to move quickly, or is that quite shallow water and it doesn't really count?
I'll allow it, it's more fun.
Okay. Because I feel like I might need to get to patch up Otan right now.
I'm back.
Um,
Oh, where the
let
fuck?
me-
It jumped!
Yep.
Yeah. Apparently I'd do that. Right, so... How's everyone doing, like, the sort of thing where they, like, trace out the path their character takes?
On the
Like-
left side, there's a little ruler.
Oh.
And if you want to, like, make a point and change direction, it's right-click, I think.
Oh, that's clever.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, like, if I can move through the water quickly there... I don't want to go past the dragon. That would hurt. How do I combine moving through land and moving through water as
So,
an action?
It's 5 feet to get into the water, and then it would just be a swimming speed. and then you'd have your
Okay.
movement.
Yeah, but if my sorry, I'm not following that because if my swim speed's 60, but my land move speed's 30.
Okay, so just count it as every 2 squares you move in swimming is 1 square's worth of your land speed.
Okay.
So whatever you have left at that point.
Okay, so I'm get into the water, move 25 feet, get out the water. Is that's equivalent of 5, 6. That doesn't get me quite close enough, then, does it? Is that right?
So hold on, let me do maths in my head. So you've got 30 land movement, yeah?
Hang on, I've got yes.
You've got 30 squares of land movement. So you use 5 getting into the water. You then go 20 feet in the water. So that's 10 feet. So you have 15 feet left. So when you arrive,
So if I get out,
here,
that'd be another.
yeah. So you have 10 feet left once you get out of the water.
Oh, I see. I don't see. I think, but 10 feet. Okay, 1, 2, 10 feet. I'll go right now. So I take it the rule is a toggle
How did
thing, is it?
Otan Kin get fucked up so fast?
That's 1 hit.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I got punched once. If he would have hit me
Right.
with both, I'd been dead.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna do the old healing touch. I think, because I don't want any dead people. Not today. Was it not healing touch? Cure wounds. That's the one. So
Cure wounds is ranged, isn't it? No, that's healing word. Sorry.
Healing word is cure wounds is contact.
All right, Otan, you heal for 11.
Yay!
Yay! All right.
Okay.
So it is once again the woman's turn. She let's have a look at her character sheet. She doesn't have any spells, so yeah, she just stomps up to the creature and swing. Actually, just for more dramatic effect, she only goes to here. Her sword makes a loud clunking noise as it essentially the different parts of it swap around and move, and it is now a huge axe. And she swings at it from slightly further away now that she has support. And that is an 18, and this thing has bonus, so it is now yeah, that still hits. So she then does 10 plus 5, so 9 damage. Alright, that's her turn. Giblig!
Hello.
Hello!
I'm gonna run up to it, stab it in the face.
Alright, go for it. Remember, you guys have got your action surges.
No, it's just when I'm rolling for the hit, do I include my strength?
Yes, you include your strength and your proficiency.
Does 21 hit?
That hits!
Yeah. Alright.
Just as a question, are you hitting it or the boulder?
It.
It. Okie dokie, that's fine. Roll damage.
That is strength and proficiency as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. No, not proficiency, just strength.
Just strength. Okay, -2 off that then.
So it's 12. Alright, that much damage. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
I learnt my lesson by shouting at it.
Fancy foot.
Is she there?
Hello.
What?
It's your turn.
Oh, I don't know why I just didn't hear you.
It's okay.
I was eating a snack, that's why.
Okay, that's fine.
I want to flank him. That's where I want to go.
Yeah, you wouldn't be moving out of it, so because it is a large creature, I think. No, yeah, that would be flanking on a large creature. That's fine, yeah. So you'd get
Okay.
advantage.
What?
Fwap.
Oh, all right. We got that.
Okay.
And then we got that. And then we got that.
All right. This thing roars and howls in pain. It's pretty injured. Right. Otan?
That's a tough decision. I may need to cause someone a bad day, and Giblin's the tankier one. So I'm going to cast Thunderwave, and I'm sorry, Giblig.
You will be.
I'm going to cast it over that spot right there.
Okay.
I don't know how to delete that.
I do.
How do you actually? Okay.
You just click on it and press delete.
And the DC is 13 Constitution to
Okay.
not be shoved.
It saves.
And Giblig, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to roll it too.
It's just a D20, right?
Constitution.
Constitution save. There should be a button for it.
Yeah, there is.
Nope. So
Okay,
how far does Ghibli get shoved?
10 foot, I think, isn't it?
I think so. I can double check real quick. Yeah, 10 feet. 10 feet away from me.
Ghibli, you go flying.
I
Okay.
was trying to shove the monster, unfortunately, but
What were you trying to shove it into? It's a fucking crab. It's gonna be fine in water.
Also not a crab.
I wanted it away from me.
Crab, frogs, they're both okay with water.
Can I use my action surge to take the dodge action? I will do that. I will take the dodge action,
Okay.
and I'm going to move.
I think
Here.
what you mean is the disengage action.
Disengage, yeah. That's what I
Which,
meant.
if you're not a rogue, means you can only move one square.
Okay. As long
Does
as I
it
am
really?
moving back.
Yep.
I thought it
I
let
thought
me
it-
move the. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure it lets you use like your movement, but you can't do anything else.
I'll allow it, but I'm not sure, so I'll allow it.
I'm gonna move over by these two. And
You see
wait until my next turn.
an orc laid against the wreckage of the ship, clutching a wound in his chest, and a woman trying to heal him.
Okay, so
Okay.
they're getting taken care of.
So
And that's it.
yeah, that's fine. The creature is going to slam the boulder into the ground, and that means anyone in a 10-foot cube, which would be
It's me.
that.
If it's around him.
Oof, yeah.
So let's have a roll to see if you can. Okay, so that's for everyone. So that is a 20 to hit. Which,
Yeah.
hits the woman as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is 11 damage.
Oh yeah, Giblig, you took 15 thunder damage, by the way.
Oh.
Well, you missed this one.
Okay. And then the creature is going to leap into the air once again.
Did the woman take the damage though?
I thought I did, but I might not have. I mean,
On the one hand, I don't. Yeah, okay. I didn't think the bar had moved, but also I was like, I have no frame of reference for how big that bar is. It might have been like a pixel.
Yep. And then the creature is going to burrow into the ground and scarper.
Did he take half damage from the Thunderwave too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually just did full damage because I forgot to do half damage, but regardless. Yeah, so the woman was knocked unconscious by the rock being slammed into the ground. But that is the end of that combat. You managed to scare the creature off, or at least force it to flee.
I don't know how to heal, so I can't help her.
I know how to heal. I'll go lend a hand. Yeah.
I'm gonna look around to see if there's any more crabs or any more threats nearby.
There doesn't seem to be any other creatures visible on the beach. Oh, 6 health. Cool.
I'm
And the
gonna
ship
go,
is just completely trashed.
Yeah, it is wrecked.
I'm gonna go over to this person first and see how they're doing.
They sit up after being healed and are just rubbing their head and quietly admonishing themselves.
I guess I'll come over to this group so we get 2 and 2.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Who are you?
Who's talking? Which group is having this conversation?
The woman is asking you, you two, Giblig and Emlyn.
I'm Emlyn. This is Giblig. Are you okay?
Not really. But thanks for the assist. It's appreciated. Can you help me up?
Yeah, I'll give her a hand up.
Yeah, she firmly grasps your hands, and as she's getting up, doubles over in pain, clutching her side.
Do you need further assistance? I can heal you again if you want.
No, I'm fine. Just help me get to
You
my
sure?
friends. It's fine.
Okay. Let her. I don't know.
Yeah. She
Take a shoulder or whatever
Yeah.
and hold her across. Yeah.
She takes
sure.
your shoulder and sits next to her orc friend. Now that you've gotten a look at her, she is... I've got her description written down somewhere. I thought I did. God fucking damn it. Yeah, she is very tall. She is just over 6 foot. She's about 6'2". She has tan-ish skin. It's kind of clear that that's more from traveling than by nature. Her hair is a very light blonde. Her eyes are green. She has slightly pointed ears. They're not pointed like an elf. It's unclear what she is necessarily by looking.
They don't look like half-elf ears either.
No.
So who are you? What happened here?
I'm... God damn it. I'm Theodora. Technically Captain Theodora Elgada, but I don't really think I'm much of a captain anymore. This is... I've forgotten their names. Shit. This big hunk of muscle is Toragak, and that's Anne, the healer. The rest of my crew is well, not here. And
What was the orc's name again?
Toragak.
Toragak. Okay.
TOR''AGAK.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad that some of you were able to survive. How did this happen?
Well, we were sailing by the island because we got reports of a Tetsukabra, which I was sent to deal with, and something hit the side of our ship. It was at night. I couldn't tell. Before we knew it, the ship was taking water, and we crashed on the island. And then, just as we're getting ready to make camp and figure out a way off the island, the monster attacked, and, well, I did my best.
None of it is your fault. You saved what crew you could, and that's commendable.
She, kind of nods, but doesn't seem to take it to heart.
We were on our way to Nilin if you wanted to join us and get to a more inhabited island.
Sure, but we can't leave that thing alive. That's why I'm here. Those things are... well, they're dangerous, and, well, it's my job to hunt them.
That may be true, but none of us are in any shape to do that right now.
I'll be fine after just some sleep.
Be safer on board the ship to get that little bit of sleep. Then we can chase it down.
Well, and if you help me, then, well, we'll, I guess, join your crew until, we get to somewhere I can contact my guild, I guess. We've got a boat, so we can get there. I can see the ship. So if you just lead the way.
Did we
we
bring a
should do
boat
that.
or did we all swim?
You brought a dinghy.
No, we brought a dinghy.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Fancyfoot can't swim that well. Well, like, she can swim normally, but not like you guys.
I'd say we'd try to grab at least some of their supplies and stuff and put them on the little boat as well, if it can fit it.
Yeah, help them load up whatever's
We might need to
salvageable.
take a few trips, but
Well, she's got her boat as well, is what she was indicating. So yeah, there was stuff already loaded up in the boat. The boat has obviously been knocked over and a lot got cast aside, but yeah, she accepts the help. Fucking music, I keep forgetting. Yeah, she accepts the help, and you guys all head to the ship. Which
Do we see any like cannons or stuff from the wreckage, or was it just a normal
no,
boat?
the ship itself is absolutely scuppered.
Okay.
Okay, let me move you guys back to El Shipperino. And whoop. So Toragak is immediately taken to one of the sleeping quarters to rest, because he is pretty badly injured, and Anne goes with him, so it's only Theodora that stays on deck with you. She kind of like nods and greets the crew. Pharaoh, showing a modicum of class, doesn't flirt with her yet.
yeah, a key word.
Right.
So what kind of crew are you? You pirates?
We
don't like that term. I don't like that term.
not
we do
currently,
jobs, not pirating.
not currently at least. We're on a job looking for a missing mayor's daughter.
Ah, great. I'm just gonna sit down, and she plunks herself down. Thank you. I really can't say thank you enough. If you hadn't responded to the flare, we probably would have died.
Well, we're not monsters, so can't just leave you to die.
No,
Well, I mean,
no,
Well, except for him.
I know what I am.
don't worry. I hunt monsters for a living, so I know monsters.
I'd like to retract my statement about being a monster.
Theodora chuckles, and it hurts.
Ribs must stop moving.
Pretty much.
So what was that creature? What did you call it? Why were you hunting that one?
It's called a. Fuck. It's called a Tetsukabra. It's like a big angry frog with tusks. Someone wants to put a trading post or a village or something on that island, and I get sent when there's those kind of big creatures on there and take care of them.
Noble job. We can definitely help you out with that while we're here.
No, you can.
We all have combat experience, as you saw.
Yeah, well, you can have the bounty when I get it, and it's only fair. So tomorrow. Okay, I can last till tomorrow. That's fine. She kind of forces herself standing and also heads to the sleeping quarters. Okay, you guys picked up some stragglers.
Yeah,
More crewmates.
More crewmates.
more mouths to
Yay.
feed.
Hitchhikers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But at least they can fight, or at least one of them can.
Do you guys do anything for the remainder of the evening?
What kind of jobs do I see Morris doing, or does he just kind of stay down there and organize the stuff?
He kind of organizes it. He kind of just doubles as like a custodian and a guard, as it were,
Okay.
because he's built like a brick shit house and looks like he could probably lift the ship's anchor.
But no, I don't think I'd do too much other than maybe help out with some chores and stuff like that.
Okay. Emlyn?
You know me, I'd be fishing.
You be fishing. Okay. Giblig?
I am going to sit on the very bow of the ship and look wistfully into the distance.
And Fancy Foot?
Is there any way to do combat practice? Can I just, like, practice on nothing?
Yeah, you can. It doesn't give you a bonus. It just,
Yeah, it's just
I
something I,
mean, we
think
could
she would
spar
do.
if you want. Nice. The
That'd be
character does
fun.
have a dagger. Or we could borrow some swords.
I have a dagger and a sword. Whatever you want.
Charlie,
Oh,
like,
okay.
kind of appears between you. No fighting on my ship! I'll get some practice swords! He disappears and then reappears with 2 wooden practice swords. Use these!
Just kind of shrug. Works for me.
He wanders off.
I'm not the best sparring partner, but
Just
I know
trying
a
to
little
let
bit.
off some steam. It's kind of stressful seeing that happen to any crew.
it is a shame.
Okay, so you guys go off and spar. Where do you spar? Like, just on the main deck?
Yeah, if it's not in the way, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. How should we handle this? Because it's more fun to handle it. Okay, so you guys can choose. Each of you choose between acrobatics, athletics, and survival, and I suppose arcana, since Otan is magic boy. You can pick one of them and roll it.
Oh, I didn't mean to keep advantage on, sorry.
Let's roll again.
That
Otan
was a
turns
close
out to
one.
be a decent sparring partner. He gives you decent tips on how to deal with a magical attacker, as well as someone who, instead of using expert moves with a sword, kind of just does what, you know, your like cousin does in Smash Bros. And just spams buttons. Yeah, but you guys have a merry old time. Fancyfoot, you can officially deem yourself as de-stressed as you think you would be.
Sounds good.
Giblig,
Hi, kitty.
as you're
Yes.
sat staring off into the ocean, you hear a voice. You seem sad.
Is that my halberd, or is this a new voice?
It's not your halberd. Your halberd mostly screams.
Is it your armor?
Oh shit.
Everything's talking to Giblig.
Yeah, Giblig's complicated. Hello?
You seem sad.
I don't feel sad. Who's this?
I don't have a name.
I will give you a name. Dissy.
I am Dissy.
Hello, Dissy. Where
Hello.
are you?
I am here.
That's not very descriptive.
Do we hear him talking to himself?
Yep.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
But we don't hear the other voice.
Nope.
Shit.
Fancyfoot is gonna mind her own business.
What? Where do I hear it from?
Your
Like
head.
direction. Oh god.
You feel a slight thrumming in both sides of your temples when it speaks.
How long have you
Giblig
been
is
here?
possessed.
I am not sure, since I was activated.
Oh. Oh, you were. Okay. Okay, this makes a bit of sense now. I guess. What can you see?
I can see nothing.
Oh, that's depressing. What's the last thing you remember?
That you were sad.
Okay, this is going to go in circles. I'm fine. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Giblig.
How do you know my name?
I know everything about you.
That's concerning.
I have read your biometric data. I understand everything, including your heart rate.
Oh, what is my heart rate?
It is 120 beats per minute.
That sounds high.
You are a small creature. Small creatures
right,
have
yes.
high heartbeats.
I'm not
Is
that
this fucking
short.
Baymax?
Fuck you. I'm quite tall for a Murloc.
You are a Murloc. This has been added to my database.
What else is in your database?
You don't know what a database is.
Oh, sure.
But you could ask the question.
Yeah, what else is in your database?
All of your biometric data.
There are many words in that I don't understand.
Including the biometric data of your friends.
That's kind of creepy.
You
Also-
don't know what it is. You don't know if it's
Yeah,
creepy.
what does that mean?
I know everything about your friends, including their heart rate.
Oh, nice. What are their heart rates?
Fuck off! Fucking fucking 62. Leave me alone.
Okay.
All of them.
Perfectly in sync.
Your friends have synced.
Doom doom.
Just for asking, they've all been reset to 0. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I'm used to dealing with the Albert talking to me. I'm not sure I can deal with anything else. But I mean, Albert doesn't really
Well, you are dealing with it.
talk. Okay.
Your halberd can speak?
In a sense.
What does it say? Just
Not much.
I thought Gimli was just gonna scream.
I was tempted
I think
to,
that would get
but
some attention.
yeah, it's getting a bit late and I can't, scream.
Yeah, that's good. We're almost done.
Alright, yeah, mostly just screams or cries.
That is concerning. You may be suffering from psychosis.
No, I'm pretty sure Halbert is actually alive. I had that thought.
I like how he doesn't know much, but he knows what psychosis is.
Oh yeah, no shit. I'll give him forgetting I'm an idiot.
Well, he spent time thinking about it, so
Oh yeah, true.
he learned what psychosis was.
Gimli is at least reasonably aware that since he put on this armor, he has gotten smarter.
Yeah, I know that much.
Yeah.
Maybe he read a book.
Oh my god.
Nerd.
No, I'm fairly
Murloc
certain,
glasses.
I'm fairly certain that Halbert is alive. At least conscious. At least responsive.
That is an interesting moral quandary, considering you use it as a weapon quite frequently.
I am uncomfortable with that thought. Maybe that's why it's always screaming.
I am not programmed to feel uncomfort.
What does programmed mean?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well,
My database seems to be faulty in some ways. I am unable to access your armor's remaining systems.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. Is that good?
It would mean that I do not have
I don't.
She stutters like that. I do not have
Yeah,
access
yeah.
to your armor's remaining systems.
Okay, I'm just gonna take your word for it.
You
Well,
can,
I
because I am
donut.
not I donut. I am not able to lie.
It's nice. Well, I haven't named the halberd. It never seemed appropriate, considering it.
Maybe you should name it. I like my name.
I should name it. I'm going to name it Hammy.
I will write that in my database.
Even though it's not a hammer?
You don't fuck off.
Halberds do have a hammer on them. No, that's a lucerne. Never mind.
I was
I'm
slightly
like,
afraid
am I
of.
picturing what a hammer is incorrectly?
I was slightly afraid of Hal, the halberd with the talking suit. Can't do that, Dave.
Where did you come from, Dizzy? Yes.
I am not sure.
Oh, you're just full of answers, aren't you?
I can provide anything that is in my database.
What? I think I've asked that question before. Also, I suspect that the strange thing controlling you will get pissy if I ask that question.
There is nothing controlling me other than my programming.
Yes. What else can you do?
Your helmet closes,
I already knew how to do that.
and then you see, like, these blue, kind of like slightly see-through lights hovering in your vision, and they seem to just it seems to like say a bunch of random nonsense. It's unclear what it actually means.
Dizzy, can you explain?
This will be referred to as your HUD. This can help you in combat to better survive.
Nice. What does all of it mean?
It all means various things.
Okay, so it's a work it out as I go kind of deal.
No, you just need to be more specific.
Okay. What's at the bottom?
The bottom is a readout of your vitals,
Oh,
such as heart rate, need to sleep, and even hunger if you need.
I don't think I need that hunger bar.
I will pull up your biometric data, and then I just fucking list of just super fast scrolling up through your vision, just zooms past. That is all of your biometric data. I hope you absorbed the information.
I did not, but thank you.
Thank you for hoping.
Yeah. I'm going to go to bed now.
Okay, good night, Giblig.
Good night, Dizzy.
The information disappears and your helmet opens up.
Okay. Well, at least, you know, what else is in my backpack? At least my shield isn't talking to me yet.
Your backpack feels lighter.
Oh, nice. Why? What is missing?
Oh well.
Can I check through my backpack?
Yep.
Is there anything missing?
Your gold seems to be missing.
Oh, motherfucker.
Who robbed you?
But your water canteen seems really full.
Oh, no.
I'm not understanding what happened here.
The mysterious goo that I put in my water skin last time ate its way through an entire bag of turkey and has now eaten all of my gold.
Oh.
That wasn't a small amount of gold either.
Question is Giblig smart enough to figure this out?
Probably not. He struggles with the concept of money.
Of cause and effect.
Can I check the water skin? Just to hold it up?
Yeah, if you hold it up, it's heavier than a water skin should be. Oh, and there's an eye coming out of the top.
Oh, that's new.
Oh. Hello? No, fuck it. That's going back in the bag. I'm going to bed.
The eye stares at you, and then as you put it in the bag, just disappears back into the canteen.
I'm just, too many things are growing eyeballs are talking to me for one day, so I'm just gonna go to bed.
The best part of it all is Ghibli cannot confirm if this is all just in his head.
Oh God.
And he will never, ever know. Alright, we will call the session there. I hope you guys all had a good time. We will be back next time for your hunt of the Tetsukabra. And getting to know Theodora, Anne, and Toragak, and all that. And then heading to the island of Nilin to discover the
thing that Emlyn wants.
She
Vendetta.
Revenge.
She heard about a rumor monger that has information on who is stealing merfolk artifacts.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. Alright. Good night, Twitch.